Hello and welcome back to another episode of Sparkys Tech Corner. Now today we're going to be going through and assembling and testing the motherboard and the processor for the computer build for my friend Ortesk. These computer episodes are going to be a little bit special. Not only am I building this for a friend, but if none of you guys are aware, I am also a part of a podcast called the Knights of the Round Table. And this build is going to be featured not only on my channel, it's going to be featured on the Knights of Podcast. So if anyone from my channel, please go check them out. It's Knights of the Round Table MTG. I'll have a link to the channel in the description below of this video. And if you're from the Knights of the Round Table watching, then I highly suggest you come on over and check out the rest of my content. I do everything from circuit board repairs to tech reviews to gameplay, etc. So with that, we're going to go ahead and go through a little bit of specs on this. Now forgive me, on the motherboard I'm probably going to read off the box. However, on the Ryzen 5 CPU, I do know just a little bit about it. The Ryzen 5 CPU is a PGA CPU. PGA standing for Pin Grid Array. And if you don't know what Pin Grid Array is, the CPU has hundreds of these little pins on the bottom of it. Now, the PGA system is a vastly obsolete system. That means it is going out of style. I believe Intel processors have completely run away with it. The AMD is slowly starting to go away from it. The Threadripper system has the LGA, which is Line Grid Array, which it has the pads on the CPU and pins on the motherboard. So, with that, is a PGA system. It has 4 cores on it, 8 threads. It is a 3.5 gigahertz base clock with a max boost clock of 3.7 gigahertz. Total L1 cache is 384 kilobytes. Total L2 cache is 2 megabytes. And total L3 cache is 16 megabytes. The CPU is unlocked, so that means the CPU can be overclocked. The chip size diameter is 14 nanometers. That means the CPU, the actual cores for the CPU, the circuit die basically, is about 14 nanometers in size. It is based off the current 3.0 PCIe version. It has a top DDP of 65 watts with a max temp of about 95 degrees centigrade. It's actually a pretty good chip. AMD is starting to come out of the rut that they were in for the longest period of time. And with the new Threadripper system, they're actually knocking on Intel's door saying, "Hi, we're here to play." So, that basically explains the CPU. Now, the motherboard we're using is a MSI Gaming Plus X370 AM4 socket AMD system. So, with that, time for some box reading, because I've never worked with this motherboard before. Okay, it is a RGB system. It is DDR4 memory compatible. Let me go ahead and take this out here. And if anyone's wondering about static protection, I've got a static band on my leg that's tied off the ground. I don't like running it on my arms because it constantly gets in the way. Alright, however, we have the AM4 CPU socket. We have 4 channels of DDR4 memory, so we can insert 4 sticks of DDR4 memory. We're using 8 gigabytes of G-Skills memory. Alright. We got a normal PCIe bus layout. It's a normal layout for any kind of traditional system. We got 3 PCIe slot 1s, which that's what these are, and 2 PCIe 3.0 16 slots, which are these right here. Oh. It's got the X370 chipset, hence the name for the motherboard. And it's actually got some pretty good graphics and detailings on this board. In fact, let me go ahead and see if I can't. It's going to be a pretty nice build. Now, one thing I like about this motherboard, something that mine on my computer doesn't have, these pins for the 2420 pin power supply are actually thicker than what my motherboard has, and I suffer from random power downs because of it. It's a real pain in the ass. Glad to see that they have those thick connectors in them. It has a M.2 slot, which is one of the fastest modes of hard drive storage there is. We do have an M.2 drive, and that's what my friend's operating system's got to be on, is that. As far as what the actual speed of it is, it's got to be the same speed as what the PCIe slot 3s have. So it's got to have some high speed interconnectivity to the CPU and to the RAM. So let's go ahead and take your RAM out. Anytime you install a RAM, if you're not going to use all 4 slots, always look at your motherboard and make sure what slot you need to put into. It's usually going to be PCI slot number 1, which I believe this one right here is slot number 1. So it's real simple to install these. Just pull the tabs back, find the right orientation, put it into place, and snap into place. As far as the CPU goes, we'll break our CPU back out. We'll check it real quick, make sure we don't have any bent pins. None of the pins look bent. We'll try our damnedest to not drop it. And this does orient in a certain position. Usually they've got markers on the board. that's not it. Oh, here we go. I think that's it. There we go. There's a little red dot right here on this board, and it's really hard to see. Anyways, once you get that in, just close it down. Now, I've got a water cooler for this thing. However, I don't want to break the water cooler out. But the CPU does come with its own little cooler. And really well, it looks like I've got to take these little screws off. Which is no big deal. I'm gonna grab a screwdriver over here. I need to clean this desk off. Now, depending on what we need to do, we'll probably gonna end up putting these back on. I'm just taking these off so I can put this fan cooler on. I can install the CPU and turn it on, and it won't hurt the system because I just want to turn on to get it to the BIOS. However, since it's not my computer, I'm not gonna take that chance. So we'll go ahead and orient this cooler right here. So I'm not gonna torque these down, I'm just getting them snug. I just want to make sure that the cooler is setting on the CPU on all four corners so we don't have to worry about buttoning the CPU up when we start this up. Okay, we got a fan head right there. CPU. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and fast forward the video while you break the CPU out. While I break the PSU out, get it hooked up, and get the monitor over here. Okay, now originally I was going to try to start this up with onboard graphics. Unfortunately, the Ryzen 5 doesn't have onboard graphics. Me and my friend already knew that. He's in the middle of finding a graphics card. He's been looking for one for the last couple of weeks. And with the whole recent uproar in Bitcoin mining, prices of graphics cards have skyrocketed. So he's waiting on that. So this is the card out of my girlfriend's computer. She isn't using it right now, so I'm going to use it to test this computer. So, with everything up and going, okay, and let's move our RAM slot, because I didn't move it to 2. Because some AMD computers, just depending on what it is, could be RAM slot 1 and RAM slot 2 where the primary RAM is. So let's try that. Okay, after some troubleshooting, I found out what the issue was. Either I've got some bad RAM, or it needs 2 sticks of RAM. I believe the system actually needs 2 sticks of RAM, which, no big deal. That's achievable. But with that, I'm going to get this screen up to where you can see it. Let's go ahead and boot, turn the power on, boot the system up. And there we go. And right there's our BIOS speed. So I know for sure that this motherboard, the CPU, everything else is working. Question the RAM. I'll either get another stick of this RAM, or just buy 2 new completely good sticks and go from there. That's the reason why we bench test before we fully assemble, to catch issues like that. Now, granted being, I thought that this CPU was capable of housing a onboard graphics. That was my fault. I misread that one. However, my friend was going to buy a graphics card regardless. He just hasn't got it in yet. But that won't stop us from completing this build. So with that, the next video on this is going to be assembling the case. and then either possibly installing the motherboard in the case with this one, or it's just gotta be assembling the case. You'll find out when the next video comes out. Again, this video is gotta be aired on my channel and on the Knights of the Round Table. So, if you're watching on my channel, I highly suggest you go check out the Knights of the Round Table. We've got some pretty interesting podcasts, interviews, and just all around fun. If you're watching this on the Knights channel, then please come over and check my channel out. I've got more stuff like this. I've got more stuff on the way. Aside from that, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you.